Welcome back to Sports Federation TV, the show where we talk about a range of different codes of sport, brought to you by the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation. My name's Alton. I'll be your host for the next bit. We keep our attention on baseball. Clive, are you good?
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity to come and put Battswood on the map here, and thanks for having us.
Battswood's been around for a long time. It's a stalwart club in the baseball community. Where is Battswood based?
We're based at Chaka Road at the moment. We used to be based at William Herbert many years ago, and we've got our own clubhouse now at Chaka Road, and we've got 2 baseball fields there. We've got a large junior section and a senior section based on, we've got 4 teams, first side, second side, master side, and we also got a lot of juniors. We are privileged that of our juniors over the last 5 years with our development, we've had 10 of our juniors at junior level representing Western Province at the IPT, the last IPT, and including that we've had 7 of our administrators and coaches involved there. So we're getting there, even though baseball is considered a bit of a Cinderella sport in the community. But we're happy with the progress, and if I look at the development that we've had over the last 4 or 5 years, I think we're on the right track. We just need dedication from the players and sustainability in terms of finance that will get us through this whole process, because it's a lot of money for a club to try and sustain the kind of things that we are doing. Cost us 75% of our players. We bus in our juniors. We bus in weekends at our cost.
Where do you bus them in? Like Anavuyo as an example, is he one of the examples?
Anavuyo is one of the examples. Yes, we have 2 schools that we currently. It is Sikawo and Kwamfundu. Through our development with Nelson, who's also recently last week represented Zimbabwe at the tournament in Johannesburg. He was working as a coach for DCAS in the township, townships, and through him and the schools, because there's not many clubs in the area, we've decided to take on that mantle, and we've bus them in weekly. So 75% of them we use weekends. We get them in, we supply transport, we supply meals to them. Sure. So that's where we are, and it's paid off, because it's taken 5 years, but I reckon if we can sustain where we are as a club in terms of finance and those kind of things, then I'm sure we will have the gifts going to America and all over the world, maybe even play college baseball if they have dedication. So we're quite happy with our progress in the club.
You touched on a very interesting component, is the fact that A, there's not enough baseball played in townships. A, because of facilities, B, because of equipment, and C, because of lack of expertise. You bringing kids out, feeding them, and then empowering them, like Anavuyo. Now we need to get those kids to go back into their communities and start growing and spreading, for want of a better word, the gospel of baseball, to grow that. Is that part of where you see your role as a club, to grow baseball?
Absolutely. A few months ago, we had a program that 5-6 of our coaches attended 6 weeks course with Chad Gravenhorst, and we attended there, and hopefully when I retire and I get older, I'm not there anymore, baseball will still be there. So those are the kind of things that we want to do. So we not only want to develop ourselves, but we want to develop players to become good coaches so that they can take the sport forward, because at the end of the day, it's not about us as individuals. We want to grow the sport in general, baseball, and make it big. It was bigger, a few years ago. Baseball was big. There were so many clubs around. Sure. Now we don't have so many, but we're trying to revive it again, because it's died a bit. But we're trying to revive that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a combination of facilities, expertise, as well as cost.
Absolutely.
How do you sustain your club? Is it just through membership fees, or you have sponsors? I mean, it costs you a pretty penny to bus all these kids and feed them and clothe them. and then still transport them to league. How does a club like yours sustain itself? Can't be on bar takings only.
No, no, it's not. But I think we have a very good. Our club is proud of the fact that we have a very good admin section. We do quite a bit of fundraising. We have quite a lot of private sponsors, which we thank for their input into the club. So through fundraising and through our individual sponsors that we get through, and bar, which is part of our income. Yeah. We just try and do that. We don't have money in the bank, but we at least can sustain our club as during the baseball season, which helps us a bit.
A lot of what you guys do is what I call sweat equity. So it's not people giving of their money, but they give of their time, and someone will bring a tub of jam or tomato sauce to make a boerewors roll. Is that kind of what happens in your club, or?
Sometimes yes, but that is food. It's not really such a big. People share food all the time. Yeah. We have lots of people who donate stuff for our club to make our club better. So we thank them, and with the food that we get donations from club members, from whoever. People will come and say, "Oh, okay, we've got rolls for you," and we supply food. So we try this. There's lots of little things that get added on, you know. All little things help. Currently now with the baseball players that's going to Korea, just for a training camp cost them 4,500 rand. The cost for them to go to Korea is 25,000 rand, and that's excluding their visa. So what we're trying to do is to try and find people who can invest in our club. We've been there for 50 years. So we're one of the few clubs that's maintained the Battswood status. We didn't merge with anybody else. We've just been Battswood all the time. So we're proud of that legacy that we'd leave behind when we're no longer there.
For sure.
So I think, and it's important for us to try and grow the sport for our community, not only for our current community, but for the wider community for baseball.
Clive, so if someone wants to donate to your club or sponsor, how do they get in contact with a club?
They can get hold of our PRO, which is Tanya May, and our secretary, which is Deirdre. I can give you their telephone numbers if you want.
No telephone numbers? Is there a Facebook page? Is there
Facebook page? On our Facebook page, they do hard work behind the scenes, and I take my hat off to them. They spend a lot of time. Nobody in our club gets a cent to do the work that they're doing. They just put their time in the interest of baseball, and that's where we are at the moment. So we're quite happy with the progress where we are. If we can sustain it, it's fine for us to say we're going to have somebody come in and look after us for a week, but what happens after that week? We need to have long-term program in place so that we know when we start something, we have a 5-year plan, we have a 10-year plan, and we have a 20-year plan where we say, this is where we want to be in 20 years. We want to have a huge clubhouse with our own coaching forum and our own training facility that's upmarket to where it's supposed to be, and it can be sustained.
Yeah. So if you have any links to any form of Battswood had different variances in the past: football, baseball, softball. If you feel the urge to contribute towards Battswood baseball, do it now. Go onto their Facebook page, send a message to the administrator. They will contact you, and they will gladly accept your donation. Clive, thank you for your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much for the time and the opportunity to spread our baseball word to you.
Keep Battswood baseball alive.
Thanks a lot.
Keep well.
Thank you very much.
Let's take an ad break. We'll see you now.